It's not something that I've ever done before, but I've decided that, the dishwasher keeps playing up. But I've always really wanted to make soap and I've not tried it. So I saw a TikTok video yesterday and it was showing a really basic soap recipe, and I thought that's enough for me to start making it. So I went and got quite a few little bits and pieces. Coconut oil, just the stuff from Aldi. There's probably cheaper ways of buying it if you're into soap making. This isn't an expert video. And caustic soda, sodium hydroxide, which induces the saponification reaction between it and the oil, which turns it into soap. So that's what you're getting. So you have to be really careful. I got some gloves, because if you remember the scene in Fight Club, Tyler Durden puts, and they make soap in Fight Club, it's even on the logo, but he puts sodium hydroxide on their skin, and it's actually turning any of the oils in their skin to soap. Allegedly it doesn't hurt as much as they were making out in that, because apparently it burns through your skin so fast that it burns through all of the nerves as well, so you don't actually feel it. So yeah, wear gloves, wear glasses and open windows. It's difficult for me to really explain why I get so obsessed with these sorts of things. I've done it with brewing years ago, bread making, pretty anything like that you can fidget with and get sort of adept at doing it. Those devil sticks, I remember when I was a kid I used to do that. I can't just sort of take something up half-heartedly. I have to do it absolutely obsessively for a fairly short period of time until I'm completely tired of it. Might be one of those. So we're going to be making dish soap. Dishwasher. We're going to be making dish soap with coconut oil, caustic soda, water, and the one thing that I thought I had in the house that I don't is castor oil. And apparently that helps it to go hard and makes it lather better, because it has a unique, I've been googling it, it's got the ricinoleic acid from ricin, from Ricinus communis, which is the castor bean plant. And it's a Sunday, so I'm going to have to go to Holland & Barrett to go and get some castor oil, because I'm pretty sure that's the only place that I know is going to have it. Castor oil.
I'll have to ask you, because I'm quite...
Okay. If I wanted some nice soap, I could probably save myself a lot of effort, but I don't really think that's the spirit of things. So, I was expecting to come in here and find it. They'd run out in Holland & Barrett. Sold out here as well. Do you have castor oil? Yeah. I want to use it for food. So often I think people use it for hair and skin and stuff. I think it's behind this line for water chips. Okay, I'll go and have a look. We're in luck. I don't know which one, mango and lime. They're all fragranced, so the fragrances, I think I'm gonna have to go for this one. It's still mainly just castor oil. I don't know whether this is gonna work or not, but I'm trying it. Right, so I've got to look up on this soapcalc.net to figure out how much to use. That's what I've been told anyway. Start. Recipe calculator. So tiny. It's obviously a desktop site, but I'm trying to use it on mobile. So let's do it in grams. What's the total number of grams we want to use? Maybe we should try 500 to start with. So now I need to tell it how much fragrance I'm using, but I don't actually know how much fragrance is in there. Super fat. I don't know what super fat is. So I found out that super fat is the residual fat that's left over that makes it feel, that can leave the oils to be added so that they go on your skin so they feel nice. As far as I know, that's what super fat is, rather than an inclusive superhero. So it's given me the recipe, but it looks like there's stuff to calculate. So it's saying water to lye ratio 2.1482 to 1. Lye concentration 31.764. Isn't there just a way? Oh yeah, then it's got the number of grams of water, the number of grams of lye, the number of grams of oils. That makes a lot more sense now. I was like, why are you making me figure out ratios and then going backwards? When clearly if you know what that ratio is, you could have just, you're a computer, you're basically a spreadsheet, you could have just figured that out for me way faster than me having to write it down and do manual calculations. So it's in there, but it's pretty full, so I'm hoping that when it melts, it's going to go down quite a bit because it still needs to get all the water and the other oils in there yet. I've seen that some people have used distilled water in this, but I don't live in a particularly hard water area, so as far as I understand, I can just use tap water. Just check whether this has melted. Yeah, that is largely melted. That's how cheap these gloves are. 2 left hands. Funny that, because I've got 2 left hands. 88.44 grams. I don't know whether I'll be able to actually achieve that type of accuracy with this scale. It's got quite hot. You can see those fumes it's giving off. Yeah, don't breathe any of that in at all. That is really, really potent. We want 25 grams of this. I put in a little bit more because I'm stupid and I can't untake it out now. Really should have pre-measured that into another jug or like glass or something and then poured it in. But I have not. It's really hot. So I think, I haven't measured the temperature, but I'm not going to mix them together until they've cooled down enough. I can't let the coconut oil harden. So we're going to add them together and then I'm going to stir it with the blender. I'm just going to use these takeaway boxes. I could just make it in like a cake tin, but I suppose it's not going to matter if you've got soap around a cake tin because I was going to use it as dish soap anyway, so surely it would just help with the cleanup. Coconut castor oil smells amazing, and there's the extra virgin coconut oil in there anyway. So although I was planning to use this for dish soap, it might actually be really nice for just using as ordinary soap. I've got so much soap in one of the cupboards upstairs that I just cleared out from all like the hotel samples. I don't know whether I'll become one of those people that ends up giving these out as gifts. Sometimes people say that they like someone to do something physical for them so that they make them a gift. They said that's better than if they've just gone out and bought something. But I know a lot of people that definitely prefer to just have something bought for them that they actually want, which is really difficult to buy someone what they actually want, considering often they never really give you any clues or tell you what they want. It's coming up to Christmas, so I think that someone might be getting some coconut soap. But how do you give someone a gift of soap without telling them that you think they've got bad personal hygiene? So here's how it's looking after I did it about, I don't know, a couple of hours ago. It's gone quite hard already. So it's been a couple of days now. I think I probably should have cut it yesterday, but I'm just going to unmold it now. It looks just like white chocolate. Pretty massive. Imagine this is probably quite impractical to use as a bar of soap. It feels really hard already, so I think it continues to get harder and harder. I think it might just be hard because it's really cold in here, and I am just wearing a t-shirt, but that's because I'm a massive dad. I've got some jokes as well. My friend's son is 4 years old and he's been learning Spanish, so I decided to test him, and so I said, what's the word for please? And he didn't know, which I think is por favor. So let's give it a go doing some dishes and see how we get on. so it breaks. It is, like I said about white chocolate, a cheese wire would probably do it pretty well. If anyone's actually good at soap making, then get involved in the comments. It's not about them being pretty. 747 grams. Nice. Feels really good on your hands. It's got a completely neutral smell, so I think if you were to add loads of essential oils, it would start to smell amazing. Look at that lather. Pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the way it's turned out. And to be honest, it's more of a project than anything else because I had this still and an unopened bottle. So I don't think I really needed 3/4 kilo of soap, but I've got it now. I had fun doing it, and yeah, if it's a project you fancy, try it.